It's issue 58 of Common Comic Covers. I am Jeremy, and joining me today is Vorton. Hi, Vorton,
Hey, Jeremy.
my beautiful co-host. No, if
Thank you.
you watched our last issue, we found out Andy's bowling name was Vorton.
Yeah.
Um, so the hidden
Yeah.
secrets. Andy, how you doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Um,
Yeah.
we're a few days into the new year here when this episode is coming out, but
This is
first
New
time.
Year's Day we're recording. So,
Well, I was just trying to keep it a secret. I want people to think that we're recording and
right.
then sending it out into the World
Mm.
Wide Web.
Breaking news.
We don't.
We don't break news.
Sometimes we record more than one episode in a row.
Oh,
Don't tell them that.
yeah, yeah.
Don't tell them that
Hey,
you change your shirt and I don't.
I did that one time. Not the last time though.
It was great.
It's all
Oh,
what is it called? Show business.
yeah, show business. Speaking of show business, a little bit new year, new format.
Hmm.
Not too crazy, but we're adding in a pretty good size new segment and ditching a few and bringing an old one back. But today we're going to look at our common comic covers. What's it worth?
Yeah.
Take a look at our inbox. Something that
Hmm.
we've got that's not an email that Andy recently got from his real estate agent.
Yeah. My
Here's the new one.
personal.
We're gonna review a comic book. Andy and I both read
Hmm.
a comic book, and we are going to review it for you here on our show, and then
Yeah.
bringing back an oldie but a goodie, trash or treasure, where Andy takes a blind date with a dollar bin comic book. I read the book to him. Goosebumps.
Yeah. Chills.
Andy, kick us off. What is your common comic cover today?
Oh man. It's kind
You
of
ready? Are
a
you ready for this? Did I
yeah,
catch you by
yeah, yeah.
surprise?
Oh, I'm always surprised when it's like my turn. This is a cool book.
Oh,
This is Justice League
that looks like
America.
a cover for a Cure album.
Yeah.
I think I said that because I thought that was Robert's the plant. I thought
Yeah, that was his hair.
that was his head. Okay, sorry.
That's great. So this is Justice League America number 27 from uh January of 1988.
That's clean.
Yeah,
I like that.
it's black
Tell
and
me
white.
more. Tell me more about that.
So it's a Kevin Maguire cover.
Okay.
The interiors, I forget who did the interiors, but it's a what is that? What are their names? A Griffin and DeMatteis joint. They
I,
work together all
I
the
have
time.
a few of their jackets, but anyway.
Ah. Um.
Okay. And this is
And
what you say,
it's
80 something?
yeah, 88.
Okay.
So apparently Amanda Waller comes in because Blue Beetle has been like brainwashed or something, and then she just beats him up to help him feel better. And Batman's
Yeah.
like, you put him in a coma.
Where'd you
Uh,
get this book, Andy?
this was in the collection. So this was
Ah,
like
yes.
it was you go through books and you see all these things for the first time new, and I'm like, oh man, that was so cool.
That's a really
Um,
great book. Is there anything significant about it? It's truly a
no,
common
it's a
comic cover.
common comic. That's one reason I got it. I was like, this is a really just a common comic,
It's
but
beautiful.
I think it's pretty cool. The black and white
Yeah.
and then the red. That was a really cool
No,
touch.
I love that. That's a
Uh,
great
yeah,
cover. Nice job.
yeah.
Proud of you.
Thanks, thank
Yeah.
you. How about you? What's your
Yeah. So mine's from a dollar bin from a few weeks
nice?
ago down at the comic book shop here in town. And I don't normally go for Marvel Fanfare books.
Yeah.
Just have for no reason, nothing against them. But I saw this and she was just staring at me and she had a knife. And so
Yeah.
I just had to go for it. So this is Sheena. This is October 1991 Marvel Fanfare number 59. I got to pick what side I'm going on here.
Yeah.
Um, Sheena, Joe Chiodo, painted cover. I don't know a lot of Joe Chiodo's work, but I did a little research. He did a lot of stuff in the 90s for Image, and it
Hmm.
looked from just looking through, he mainly was a colorist. And you could see
Oh,
why.
yeah. You did a
Definitely
great
his
job.
specialty, a beautiful cover. Um, Kind of like yours in some aspect of there's some simplicity to it of
Hmm.
just I love the white background.
Yeah.
Um, and then you just look at the death stare. It's nice that she had time to put on her makeup.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
because
she's
when you're in the wild, you want to still get your mascara on. And um, just again, a beautiful painted cover. We've showcased quite a few painted covers on the show here. So
yeah.
just keeping that going. And I want to say he did. I think there's a run of 3 Shayna, not Sheena, Shayna.
Yeah.
There was a Sheena, but this is Shayna. He did 3 Shayna covers for Marvel Fanfare.
Okay.
I think it was 57, 58, and 59, or somewhere in there.
And talk about like the Marvel Fanfare is really a just forgotten title. Like
What do you know about Marvel Fanfare? Are
so
these like
it w-
previews
it was
or yeah, go ahead.
my introduction was my uncle Byron was like he had number one and it was a big deal because it was printed on nice paper. It was the first comic book printed on
Yeah,
nice
it
paper.
is. It is.
And that was kind of the herald of it all. I think it's
Okay.
just
Okay.
they just
There's
have short
they're
stories.
not super collectible, right? I
No, I
mean, the
know.
first one has Spidey on it. Yeah, just perusing through this. Shanna is the first story in here.
Yeah.
Uh, anyway, awesome. All
Yeah.
right, Andy, I'm ready to
Oh yeah.
poorly guess on how much someone paid for a comic book. This is what's it worth.
Yeah.
The last one, you showed me one that you bought.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, you did
Yeah.
not buy this one.
I tried to buy this one, but I
Okay.
didn't get it.
Okay, so this
So
is Justice League of America. It's a 9.0. What
it's number
is
15 from 62.
okay?
There's no significance. It's just an early Justice League.
Okay. Okay. Um, $327.
Wow, that is so good. It was $384.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, you're getting better at this. That's
Thank you.
fantastic.
Thank you. Well, you gave it away when you told me that you tried to buy it
Oh.
because you spend more than I do, but I also know that you do have a limit. All right, I win.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, as Ringo Starr says. Anyway, inbox,
hmm
Andy. What is in your inbox? I want to see what you've recently found.
So last week we did I showed my Canadian price variant
Swamp
uh
Things.
Swamp Thing.
Yeah,
And then the week before that for the Christmas one was
the Batman.
the Batman one with the
Yep,
Joker
but
with
it
the
wasn't.
Riddler. I
Yeah,
keep
that's
switching them
okay.
around.
And it wasn't a CPV, but you ordered the CPV.
Oh,
Remember
oh.
that?
Okay. Okay.
Did it
Okay.
come?
Yeah, I got it.
It's not back there.
Okay. Well, here's the rest of that order.
Okay.
So I got a second Canadian price variant, and
Oh
this
yeah, yeah.
is I think I may have put this on the show already once before,
That's
but
okay.
this is my this is from December of 82. My
Peter
parents,
Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man.
yeah, number 73. Yeah,
Okay.
73.
Okay.
It's a 75%, a 75 cent Canadian price variant,
Okay.
and my parents, I'm like not even 4 yet. And my parents got me this book. Um, and this is the
For
one
free,
where
they bought you this book for Christmas?
no, they bought me this book when I was a child.
Oh, I thought you
So
just said you're not. Okay. Totally did not understand what you were saying there.
no,
Okay.
yeah. So when I was a child, my parents bought me this book, and I wasn't even 4 years old
Oh, I get you.
at the
Okay.
time, So,
And
or
I
maybe
think
I was just over
is it
4.
a little bit of a negative space? Is Spidey kind
Oh
of
yeah,
blended
it
in?
totally is
Yeah,
negative space. Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
great.
it's an Al Milgrom cover.
Yeah.
In the but this one like so this is pre-reading for me. I can't read
Yeah.
this book.
No.
But
No.
the Vulture looks like Wolverine. He has like super Wolverine hair and he has the claws, right? So in
Yeah.
this and then there's the down here it's
Hmm.
Doctor Octopus. Wait,
Doctor Octopus, Octavius,
Dr. Otto Octavius. Why can't I
struggling.
say this?
I don't know.
Um, him
It's
and
because you haven't read yet.
Evil Wolverine or the Owl fight
You called him the
Spider-Man.
Vulture. Who is it?
No, it's the Owl. Sorry, did I
Okay.
say the Vulture?
You did. You can't.
Okay.
The Riddler. Are you new to comic books? I mean, that's kind of. You got to remember our roles here. Okay.
I'm the
You
everyman.
know. Yeah. No. No. You're supposed to know all of this, and then I
Mhm.
just don't.
No,
Uh,
I do know this. I just say it. I'm also dyslexic verbally sometimes. So this is the Owl. So the Owl
yeah.
and Dr. Ock
Okay.
attack Spider-Man inside of a like the New York Museum or whatever of Natural
Okay.
History,
Oh,
and they're
that's good that you're
fighting
there.
inside of dinosaur bones, and this is the
Hmm.
greatest comic book you could have as a kid. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why are Wolverine and Doc Ock fighting Spider-Man together? Oh, it's great.
Oh, because when you're a kid, you thought it was Wolverine. That I think
Yeah.
was the point you were trying to make so poorly,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got all discombobulated.
But so this is they graded this as a very fine, right? And it has
Hmm.
some non-color breaking spine ticks on it. Very
Mm,
few. Otherwise,
mm,
I
beautiful.
well,
No,
oh,
not
oh.
anymore.
But it's a very nice book. I'm
Some
very happy to have
frosting
this.
on that bottom corner
Yeah,
now.
big dent there. Also I got these Savage Shores #1 B.
What is
So
that?
so
These Savage Shores.
yeah,
Okay.
so it's like a vampire horror comic book. So this is a
Yeah.
book. This is like
This is not your style. This looks a little scary.
Yeah, I bought these new. I think I have the fifth printing of this new.
Okay.
I think, but I bought this one too. And I bought #5. I was missing five, so I didn't have
Okay.
the whole run.
Okay. When did
So
these come out?
these came out in 2018 and 2019.
Oh,
So this
okay.
was like I'm emerging from having a child, and I'm taking my daughter to the comic book store, and that
I don't
comic
think
book
you
store
should.
is
I don't think you should say emerging and having a child in the same sentence, unless you
okay.
mean.
I'm leaving
Yeah.
my home after like just
Yes.
being
Yes.
wrecked with like
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
sleeping.
Back to the rest of the world, the real world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh huh.
So and and then COVID hit and then that comic book store closed down and
Yeah.
it's kind of a bummer, but um yeah.
So
That so I'm
that was a
excited
little
to
run that you were working on.
yeah, so this is the complete run. It's the Ram
Okay.
V and
Yeah.
Sumit Kumar wrote
Yep.
did the art. And I'm gonna finish reading the whole run, which will be great.
Okay.
So
That's
what's in your
awesome.
inbox, Jeremy?
Yeah. Yeah. I've talked about the Kevin Smith Volume 2 Daredevil,
Hmm.
right? Where Kevin Smith starts it off.
Yeah.
Um, and I was just doing some eBay shopping and perusing, and I did not realize there is a variant cover for #2,
Oh.
and it's a J. Scott Campbell cover,
Oh.
nonetheless. And so I was watching it a little bit, and the next day I think it was my son's birthday. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Hmm.
He wanted to go to the comic book shop.
Yeah.
They had it. They had #2 variant. They had two of them, $8. J. Scott Campbell, Daredevil,
Oh
Black
wow.
Widow. It is awesome. She
Wow.
is falling. She's got the look. She's
She's
looking where she's landing.
Jay
She's a
Scott, man.
J. Scott. The best though. Okay, so Daredevil. I mean, it's just a beautiful action scene, beautiful covers. I love the moon, but check this out. Let's see. Let me line it up there. In the window,
Who is that? Who's in the
some
window?
lady in a towel,
Oh.
just cut out, looking out the window, and there's
Hmm.
Daredevil and Black Widow falling to their death. No, they didn't die, but
Yeah.
what a cool cover.
Yeah.
So excited. I love this run. I have a couple of the variants. But yeah, I didn't know. I just didn't know. I mean, I
Yeah, I
probably
didn't
have seen
know.
it before, but it just didn't register. And it definitely didn't register that it was a J. Scott Campbell. Love his
Yeah.
work.
That's
So
really cool. That's
yeah,
a
I was so
really
excited. I couldn't believe I found it. Like I just was like, wow. I mean, it's not that much on eBay
yeah.
either, but it's kind of fun
Yeah.
finding it in the wild. So
Yeah. It was before he became like
okay.
Mr. Expensive variant cover
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, for example, or to kind of give you a frame of reference, Gen 13 came out in 1994.
Right.
And
That's
that one I
98.
just showed you is 1998. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was volume
Yeah.
2, number 2, variant cover, December of 1998.
Yeah.
Eight bucks.
I don't
Eight
have
bucks
it.
at the comic book shop.
That's good. Get the other one for me. I'll pay it back.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, take your shoes off.
I just did.
Yeah, I could tell.
You know me a
we are
little too
gonna
well.
we are gonna review the Phantom Zone number 1.
Yeah.
There it is, right there. Now,
Oh,
did we read? Did you read the right one? Okay, all right, good, good. Now, is yours a Canadian price variant?
no, this is pre-Canadian
This
Pride
is too
variant.
old. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is too old. Okay, this is by Steve Gerber,
Yeah.
artist. They worked a lot together. Gene Colan.
Gene Colan. Yeah.
I mean
It's
that
great.
that right there, 1982. Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of review. If you're following
Okay.
along at home, there might be some spoilers, audience listeners. So just I'm sorry if I give it away, but this was written in 1982. So if you haven't read it yet, you're probably not going to.
Yeah. Are you going to tell the plot of the comic book before we review it?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Just so they know what we're talking about.
Sure.
Right, right.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, and while we're talking to you, please subscribe, follow us. I have like 2 episodes posted on Spotify.
Oh, yeah. I need to
follow,
send you those.
follow us on Spotify. Subscribe, like, yell at us in the comments. All right,
Yeah.
so enter the scene in Daily Planet. Charlie Questkill rolls off your tongue. Charlie Questkill works at the Daily Planet. It's not feeling good. He goes home and he kind of, I don't know, he like falls into this dream of somewhat hallucination, and he ends up on Krypton pre-explosion.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like hovering, watching this scene. It's very like, Christmas Carolish. He's watching things unfold from the past.
Spirit from above.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And Kal-El is there, or Jor-El, sorry. And he sees the invention of the Phantom Zone. And then it kind of flashes to a few more scenes of people getting sentenced to the Phantom Zone. I think right off the bat, I loved. Well, no, I'll keep going and then I'll come back. Okay, so a bunch of people going to the Phantom Zone. Pretty quick jury. So the Phantom Zone, if you don't know, it's just kind of an abyss. You can't feel anything. You can't sense anything. It's prison, basically. But you're not dead. And you get sentenced to the Phantom Zone for however many trips around the sun or whatever. So he's witnessing all this Phantom Zone stuff. And then somewhere along the way, he sees himself getting sentenced to the Phantom Zone. And then towards the end here, Superman's not quite in it yet. All the people in the Phantom Zone are use him in the real world, where he's at the Daily Planet, to trap him and Superman. So eventually they flip, and Questcall, who's from Krypton, and Superman in the Phantom Zone, and then all the people that were in the Phantom Zone are now on Earth. That's about it.
Was that the last page?
Yeah, just about. Did you get that far?
I read the whole thing. I didn't think they trapped as Superman in the.
They're there. They're in the Phantom Zone.
Oh, I see. I get it now.
Yeah. It's a Steve Gerber book. Okay, so I'll go. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, please.
Here's what I like first. I like that it's Steve Gerber. I notice, and this is not a knock on your ability. I know you're a reader, but I'm going through this. I'm like, oh my gosh, so many words.
Yeah. Yeah.
Steve, like, these are not quick books to read. There's a lot of
dense
story. I loved 2 things. I loved, just kind of funny, the people that came and got you to take you to the Phantom Zone were called the Science Police. That was clever. But
Yeah.
then the people in the Phantom Zone and they're bickering and like who was up there? Someone was in the Phantom Zone because he was allergic to lead or something. So they just put him in the Phantom Zone so he didn't die. Um, but then like they were just really mean to us, and it just reminded me of remember the Real World on
Yes.
MTV when MTV
Yep.
stopped showing music videos,
Yeah.
and it's like this is like an episode or a season of the Real World
Hmm.
uh, with these people, all these different characters in the Phantom Zone, and just their level of bickering, and it's like who put their finger in my peanut butter. Um, so I thought that was kind of fun. Overall, I thought it was great. Like I liked how it was setting up. I think it transitioned okay. I was a little confused on how they tricked Questkall into getting Superman there because Superman knew that he was from the Phantom Zone.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that part. Maybe I missed something.
I think he came out and he helped him. What was what he was. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, because he was falsely put into the Phantom Zone.
Right. Yeah.
Um, but I would give this, I mean, out of 5 stars, it's the first one we're ever doing, but I'm going to give it a
Yeah.
3 stars out of 5. I would
Yeah.
read it again. I'm going to read number 2. It's a 4-part miniseries.
Yeah.
Superman Presents the Phantom Zone. I don't know a ton about Superman. I don't know a
Yeah.
ton about that world. So I know
Huh.
the Phantom Zone has been around, but it was
Yeah.
kind of I thought it was fun to learn about what it is and almost
Hmm.
I don't know. I feel like I got a good origin of the Phantom Zone. So
Okay. Yeah.
I like that. So 3 out of 5 stars for me
3 out of 5.
on Phantom Zone
Okay.
number 1.
I will
What
give
do you
my
think?
review of it.
Yeah.
So what I actually really like the art. I think Gene Colan did an excellent job.
Yes. Agreed.
Um, there's some like pages in the middle of the book that were fantastic.
Yeah. The art alone, I think you're spot on. Beautiful.
I didn't like I didn't there's a lot of things I like the beginning is like the main character is getting yelled out by Perry White for being asleep and then he has a tummy ache and then he goes home sick from work and I'm like, who is this book written for? This this is not action. This is like
It's Steve Gerber.
it's Steve Gerber.
It is
Yes,
not.
yes.
There's no action.
I know. And then Superman doesn't show up until page 22
Yeah.
and he's only in 5 pages.
I mean,
Um or 6 pages.
yeah.
Um so I guess it's Superman's very small in the title and then Phantom Zone's very big, which is appropriate, I guess.
Yeah.
Um so I guess it didn't like I like this is just a
Yeah. Superman is in 3 pages, the last 3 pages. No, no, sorry. More than that. More
yeah,
than
he's
that.
in
More
the
than that.
yeah.
Yeah, more than that. Sorry.
Let's see. What did I write?
All right.
Until
I had to skip past the
yeah.
Sea Devils
And
commercial. No, no. Oh no, the NBC Superstar Saturday cartoons.
there you go. Yeah. I fell
Yep.
asleep reading this comic book at least twice.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I because like the Kryptonian villains that are getting sentenced to the Phantom Zone, I was like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't like I didn't care about any of these villains and what they did. And then
But don't you think he's setting up the plot for number 2?
yes, so like I think number two
It's not a
might
one
be
shot.
it might be a good comic book, but there was nothing in number one that grabs you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you have to
Well,
slog
it ends on a
through.
cliffhanger. He ends you on a cliffhanger because
Well, you
now
slog through the whole
now
comic
Superman,
book
yeah, to get
to
to the
get
very
there.
last page where
Yeah.
Superman's in. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And I've read a
If
lot of Steve Gerber. There's no
yeah.
action. If
If
you're
I
looking
bought
for,
this, yeah. If I bought this comic book though, I wouldn't be like, "Oh, I'm gonna get the next one. I'd be like, that was
I think if you're going to read the Phantom Zone, you need all
yep,
4,
I
and then
have all four
you need to plan out a weekend.
of sleep. So
And okay, I will
yeah.
say I had to start it twice. Um,
Yeah.
I got about halfway through the first time. I thought, okay, I don't know what I'm reading right now. I need to
Yeah.
start over. And that's where I'm like, okay, he's like looking in the past. Um, it is a short story. Steve Gerber is writing a short story, and
Yeah.
he needed to use some characters to write this short story. And
Yeah.
it's uh, he's taken a guy that is reflecting on his past who's been wrongly accused, and he uses the Superman world to do that. The Phantom Zone.
Yes. So I
Okay.
would
All right.
give
What are you
it
giving it? What are you giving it?
um maybe like 1.5 stars. Like I
Wow.
think, yeah,
Okay.
like it was really hard to read. Uh, I mean, it's definitely like the vintage. It's a vintage book where it has a lot of dialogue, which like, sometimes I like, and sometimes it's hard to get through. Like new comic books, there's very few words, more pictures, right?
Right. Yep.
But I think it was just like, I think I just don't like Steve Gerber's everyman, everyman,
Yeah.
take on
Sure.
life.
Sure.
And it's really hard when it's a Superman book. It's like you're
He's not
focusing.
Everman. Yeah, he's not.
No, and you're focusing on it's a lot of stuff that it just didn't grab me. I guess it didn't grab me. It was like the
Okay.
beginning of the miniseries, and it didn't grab me. It did leave me on a cliffhanger.
Okay.
But yeah, I was just like, oh,
Okay.
fine. I got through it finally. So
I felt that you delayed recording this episode because you had to get through Phantom Zone #1.
no, I knew I tried to. I just we had a guest. We had a house guest,
Okay.
and that's
All
where I
right.
record. So,
Okay.
but
Subscribers, listeners, not just subscribers, even if you don't subscribe.
yeah,
If you've read Phantom Zone, what do you think? What are you giving
yeah,
it? I'm a 3 out of 5 stars. Andy's a star and a half.
yeah,
Um, Gene Colan's art, I'm giving a 4 stars. Just Gene Colan. Take out the
yeah.
Gerber. It's beautiful art. The cover's not anything
Cover's not
to.
great.
The cover's not great. Cover's pretty boring.
Yeah,
Kind of busy, but the interior.
yeah.
Who
I
else?
mean,
Who's
like
doing the colors? I mean, the colors are nothing. There's Tony
I feel
DeZung
like
does
the
the ink, or Milt
the
snapping
the opening splash page
butter.
gives them a deduction though.
Okay, he can do better than that.
That's not gonna
But
grab a kid.
but but what's her name? This one is great. The lady that's like capturing and killing all the men. She doesn't like men. Like they're just like in
Yeah,
this
yeah, and they're in
cocoon,
the yeah. No,
hanging
this is some
upside
of the
down,
best stuff. Yeah, I really
and
like
she
this
she
this
kills them.
yeah, and that page I really like the spaceman panel.
Yes,
That was
yes.
really cool.
All right, listeners, what do you think of Phantom Zone? And hey, it has to be a book that we both have. But if you have a book that you think Andy and I might both have, where we
Oh
don't
yeah.
necessarily have to go out and buy it, or if we do, it's going to be there, and it could be new or old. Doesn't have to be an older book. If you want us to go out and buy a new one to review, let us
Yeah.
know. We will destroy any ideas that you had of it,
Yeah.
with our own horrible insights and opinions on things. Andy, it's
Uh,
that time. It's been a while.
yeah.
Are you ready for trash and treasure?
Yes, we don't have much
Okay,
time.
so well, we can do it next time.
No, we can do it now. I think we have 7 minutes left.
Oh, we're not going to need that much. Okay,
Okay.
so this is a dollar bin find. Paid a
Okay.
buck for this. Andy's going to rate me on my reading and then the book
Yes.
itself. Okay. We have our main character here, or our main person in this. Mask, good old Medusa Mask. I thought I'd never see you again. As for you, I can still see you. He's talking to you, the reader.
Hmm.
Don't think you're going to get away with just watching for very much longer. Things are happening. Mask, me and you and me, like meat and potatoes or salt and tomatoes. Back together again just in time for the big finish. Last hurrah, the grand finale.
Hmm.
It's page 1. Page 2. Enter another person, and this is the other person. I exist. I do exist. This other guy. Hey, cat. There's a cat.
Hmm.
Yeah, what are you doing in this terrible place? I didn't know there were locking up cats in madhouses. So that's a cat. Cat zips away. Then again, and then the guy's walking down a hallway. You got all these people just saying, "Let me out! Let me out!" Another person, "Don't let me out!" If if I'm only a sort of thing in his dream, what are you? I should like to know. My head is haunted. Haunted. Okay, I'll stop there because
Okay.
it's really hard without the pictures. Okay,
Yeah, no,
that's the first two pages.
that was I'm the so
Do you know the
there
book? Do you know the book? You don't
is
know
it
the
the
book.
mask?
No, no, not even close.
Is it Batman?
No, no.
I don't know.
It is Animal Man.
Oh,
Grant Morrison,
Grant
Animal
Morrison.
Man, number 23.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's cool. Um, your reading was good.
Wow. Like could you try to contain
Mhm.
yourself a little bit right
Well, the problem is now that I know it's a Grant Morrison book and the Animal run, it's kind of like, oh, that's actually pretty good. So now I'm like, oh, okay. I hope it
It was
doesn't
good. It was
influence.
intriguing. It was intriguing.
Yeah, yeah, it was. It was
Yeah.
it was like what is going on?
Yeah.
Somebody was insane. Um and something about a cat. So yeah, I would say so this is so your reading was a good solid 9.4, I think, and
Okay.
then
Okay. Thank you.
the uh the book itself was probably a 9. So
Okay.
it's good. Yeah,
Okay.
good job.
Well, Andy, good job. Are you going to take
Thanks.
this on another date?
Oh, yeah, I'd finish reading it. Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be fun. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, I'll wrap us up.
Yeah, I think that's probably good.
Okay. And Ringo Starr says, peace, love, peace, love.